It's interesting. I remember when I was really little watching Robin Hood and hearing him saying, steal from the rich and give to the poor. And immediately I went, oh, there's something off with that. But as a child, of course, you just go along with the talk. But it's been an interesting progression I've seen. And that was the first instance, even looking back for a while now, on how we've been conditioned as a society and even as a general populace of the world, how we've been conditioned to take on some of these very socialistic talking points. So from your perspectives and with your varied backgrounds, what would be some of the most concerning things about socialism that you have seen in the past, and maybe even some things that you're seeing creep into our present and that could lead into our future? So who would like to go first on that one? Anyone?
I think I can go first. Taking into consideration that I'm not very well versed, or it's not like I am an expert on this subject. However, I think one of the concerns is currently, you know, there is opportunities for ideas. Like if I am a person that has like good ideas, I can go ahead and explore that, and I can go ahead and create a product, or why not? And then based on my abilities or how clever maybe I am, or the group of people that I work with, I can create something, and then the earnings can be for me and the group, and we work really hard for that, right? However, if we have someone in control, then whatever I create, like, and I have earnings, then everything will be given to everybody else. So at the end, my hard work may not be like, I may not see the fruits of it necessarily for me and my family. And so there is something that may be quenched or put down in that sense. So I think that to be a problem. With this idea, like, let's go ahead and give everybody for what they need, but then not everybody will need to work for that. And or if I have an idea, I may not be like maybe even willing to go ahead and go and explore that, because once again, it's going to be given to everybody else. So
yeah. Anyone else want to jump in on that one?
Yeah, I think I have, Monica has a great point, because you become just a slave of the state. You as an individual do not count in socialism. It's all about the collective, because everything is even, everything's leveled up. And when you have this homogenous mass of people, you don't have any individuals that can stand out. But I think one of the main things to consider in terms of socialism is that thinking that socialism works right now on this earth just reveals a very faulty understanding of human nature. Because what it does is it creates a monstrosity. You put all the power in the hands of the state, and you expect the state to be completely free of corruption and free of, all the faulty aspects of the human nature, free of evil. And just the fact that you have everything centralized in the hands of the state, and then you have no contribution whatsoever yourself as an individual, you have no checks and balances. And obviously corruption is a reality, and it will infiltrate at some point. It can create this false sense of security for a while, for several years, maybe a couple of decades, but then it's just gonna crash, and probably gonna talk about the economic aspect of it. But just that you give away all the power you have as an individual in the hands of an abstract institution that you have no control of, it's very dangerous, and it should raise a lot of alarms to everybody who's considering socialism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about you, Garrett? What do you see are some of the concerning aspects of socialism, both from the past and in the present?
What scares me the most in terms of taking the present and comparing it to the past. See, I'm a historian. I love reading history books, historical speeches. And what really gets me is the number of people today who fall for it, and they don't actually know their history, or they would know that it has not worked one single time. I mean, every single time a great nation has fallen to, whether it's communism, national socialism, it doesn't matter. It has always crashed and burned. So that's what scares me, is the fact that there are so many people today who are willing to accept something I mean, it's like they're totally oblivious to the fact that it has crashed and burned every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of talk, especially in the United States, and it's creeping in here into Canada as well. And I've seen it in Europe and heard from different people globally even.
Mm-hmm.
This desire from a minority group, because truly it is a minority, who desires to tear down systems and structures which have been built up to provide economic success for the general populace. And we want to tear down these systems because they're oppressionary, and that right in and of itself is very socialistic, because they do not want a diverse range of power given to the people. They want it all centralized, which is both failed in the past, and we know if it was implemented here today in our present, we know that it would also fail. So great responses. I absolutely love that.